got new titles. Did you see the pictures? Oh my God, with Magda, who is not. Oh, hi. It's time for another Ice Cream Queens, and we're going to be a little bit unhinged tonight, just because I think that all of us here at the Ice Cream Queens crew have been a bit overextended. Have kind of thought, oh yeah, I can do all the things. I can't do all the things. I really need a break at some point. I need to stop. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. There is wine. I've been drinking a lot of wine for the last 3 days. Can we bring in Lauren? Holy shit. What is wrong with me? Oh, crap. I'm not supposed to.
Hi, that was the most unhinged, like, hi, show? What show? I'm just going to talk.
Yeah, well, I do love. Oh, thank you, Joey. He loves the new intro. Awesome.
I did too. Good evening.
Good evening. So no, I actually I was not expecting the video because I know that we have been working towards getting it updated and everything, but I didn't realize it was updated. And then I was like, oh look, there's Magda. Because with Magda. Okay.
I love how you say we like I do any of that. We as in you and Toy Robot Visual Arts.
Hello, Scholar Productions. This is our friend Willow. Hello, how are you? Unhinged is good, normal is boring. Well, hell, we're in for a show tonight. Yeah. Okay.
Did you have like a pre-show topic? Was there anything you wanted to talk about, or were you just like, no, we're doing the thing?
We're just going to. I don't know. I have nothing planned. I am so not. I can't even form a cohesive thought at this point. Is that overextending?
Okay. So for the people who don't know, DL and I work in kind of the same area, and it has been so slammed the past few weeks.
I'm not going to say that we're teachers, but we do work in academia.
Yes.
So I think that's fair to say. And it's been absolutely insane. It's been pulling late nights every night. In addition to that, we do a lot of things on the side.
Yeah. Lots of like, I'm a mom, you're a mom. There's the momming thing. There's the modeling thing, which we did in how hot was it last weekend? And like, I don't know, I came home red and melting. Like I just dyed my hair and my hair was leaking into my face.
I think that was the 9th level of hell, according to Dante.
Yeah. And that was fun. That was with Tabby Tragedy from Instagram and TikTok. Anyone shout out to Tabby. Hey, Tabby.
Hey, Tabby.
That was a fun photo shoot.
Yes.
Other than the raging hotness, we need to find an indoor place. We should go to like an indoor skate park or a wall climb place and be like, hey, can we just like take pictures behind this stuff?
The problem is if we go to somewhere like a skate park or a wall climbing facility, one of us is going to try to climb the damn wall. I mean, that's pretty much a given.
I'd say both. Just knowing us.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'd
have a race. Someone would break a hip.
That'd be me. I'm the old one. So yeah, I'm the one who's a little okay. And
okay. So, can we bring in our guest? I want to bring in our guest.
Let's bring in our guest.
Yay.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello. Oh my God, I just noticed your shirt and I love it.
Easy Bake Coven shirt. Coven.
Oh, that is so good. I love that. Okay, so can we get like a quick like, hi, who are you? How did you get here intro?
Hello. My name is Caitlin Braun. I also go by Atomic Apple Pie on social media, mainly TikTok. My main shtick is that how do I put this? I take really bad lines from romance novels and introduce them to the public. Many of which are written by men, but that's just a coincidence, I'm sure. When I was a teenager into my early 20s, I was kind of like a loner weirdo, and I would go to yard sales and Goodwills and thrift stores and find the worst possible romance novels that I could. And I have boxes and boxes and boxes of them. And I filled journals with these terrible lines. And 2 years ago, I was like, I wonder if anybody would enjoy this. And I made a TikTok video. And here we are, like 500,000 followers later. And
holy crap.
That is wonderful.
Okay, so you have this big giant box of Harlequin romance novels. Is that kind of what I'm getting?
Not just Harlequin. They span it's always romance. I don't know why romance is so much worse compared. Well, I guess I do know why. That's
Eh.
like the biggest growing genre. But a lot of these are from like the 80s and 90s. Like, I think the newest book
Ooh.
I have is from like 2005 of these
Ooh.
not so great pieces of literature. Yeah.
I haven't.
Have you
Okay, so-
done? Sorry, go ahead.
You go ahead. You go
Have
first.
you done any of the more modern ones at all? Because I do know there's like the Mothman series, and there's like the Veloso,
Did you say
whatever. Like
Mothman?
there's
I-
a Mothman sex book.
Well, see, I realize like now I've put myself in this place where I'm like, what have I done? What have I done? Because people will tag me or send me things like the romance trilogy with Clippy from Microsoft. Do you remember Clippy? That would be like, hey, it looks like you're writing a resume.
Yes.
And it was
Yes.
it was like a year and a half ago, and it haunts me to this day that I read this. It's
I'm still stuck on. Did you say Mothman as in the cryptid, or did you say Muffman as in somebody's
Cryptid.
muff? Cryptid.
I'm sure they
Yes.
both exist though.
I'm still trying to. I was still trying to connect the dots there. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so I randomly was listening to last podcast on the left, and they were reviewing this specific book, and they were very upset because nothing in it was specifically like Mothman. You could have taken out the word Mothman and put Rick. And Rick did this and Rick did that. It was not like super specifically Mothman. And so they've challenged people to write better, specifically like Mothman erotica. I
Oh.
kind of am interested in if they've gotten anything
Don't.
back. I'm waiting on word.
Oh.
No. What I enjoy so much is most of my stuff is just like contemporary for the time whenever it was written and
Mhm.
like total realism. There's no I have some, but it wasn't like the main crux of what I was getting of like, monster romances and all that. But
Yeah.
people in my comments on my videos all the time are like, is this, tentacle porn? Is this
Yeah.
on and on? And I'm like, nope, that's just a human man apparently. Like that's just yep.
Oh.
That's
Oh.
normal. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
That-
sometimes the math doesn't math when it comes to the anatomy of things, but there's just I think I've taken years off my life from just reading these things.
Okay, so I do have a question. Have you ever had an author reach out to you as a result of one of your videos and that you did
Well-
about their writing specifically?
So here's the thing. People get upset because I don't share the names of the books that I'm
There we go.
that I make the
Here we go. Ah.
people sometimes are like, oh my god, what book is this? I need to know who wrote this. I need to know. Well, one of the first videos I did like this, I said what the book was and on and on and on, and like 2 days later that's probably a little longer, that was probably like a week, I got a cease and desist letter sent to my home. And it wasn't so much the cease and desist letter, it was the fact that I realized how quickly people could figure out where I lived. So I was like, okay, so I'm just going to read the lines. My glasses are all crooked. I'm just going to read the lines. And so that's the only time I've really had anybody. And one time I had somebody in a video later on where I didn't say anything. They were like, yeah, so that was my book. They thanked me for not mentioning plus I'm an author myself. I know how hard it is to write a book, even when it's so tragically awful that I want to cry. I'm like, I know this was hard, so I'm just going to I'm going to make fun of you, but you're not going to know I'm making fun of you directly.
Oh no,
Oh
no,
my
no. We know.
God.
They know. No.
That the cease and desist letter, like I'm
That's
just gonna be
great.
real with y'all. Like that made my butthole clench. I was like,
It made
It's like
yours.
you've gotten one of those.
oh god, that's terrifying.
Yeah, that was so. I was just like, from then on, I'm like, people can be upset. That's fine. If you can either enjoy it or you can move on. Like I'm just, I'm not putting myself in that situation. So
No, yeah, definitely no.
So when
go
you
ahead.
started like actually talking about, because I have seen your TikToks now and I am familiar with the trend and everything. But the only thing that I can think of when you first started describing this to me was like the 40-Year-Old Virgin movie with Steve Carell in it. And he was talking about filling up some woman's boobs. And it's like, they feel like, what was
sand.
it? Sand. Yes. I was like, oh my God, is this going to be like 40-Year-Old Virgin where nobody is like, okay, these people have never seen a woman, much less touched a woman. So
It is horrifying what some people think about female anatomy. Just the straight biology science of it all, how the female body works. Just like these men vote, and these men are just like out in the wild. And people, because I don't specify if it's men that are
Fair.
writing it,
Fair.
because that's how I almost lost my account, was making how men write women videos. So now I just switched to make your own. I was like, oh my god, this was right after I started making them. I started getting like mass reported, because anytime I would put how men write women in the video, it would just immediately get mass reported. And I'm like, all right, so let's just take that line out and I'll let people make assumptions on their own. And they always do. They jump to like, why are men? And I'm like, I didn't say that. I didn't say that that's what it is. But
The comments,
like,
they're
I
doing
didn't
it.
say man. Have you ever encountered women who do the same thing and write?
yeah, that
like,
was what I was about to say.
oh, go ahead.
It's like an 80-20 split, men to women. There are women that have no concept of how their own bodies work. And that's very scary too.
That's sad.
And again, these are not supernatural anything. Most
No.
of them are just very realistic. Well, as far as it can be realistic, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a way, I think that kind of makes it worse, because there's no like, oh, and then spooky things happen and creepy and mystic powers or whatever. It's literally like, no, I'm being totally real. 12 inches long and as big as this. So, and you're like, sweetheart. Sweetheart.
Well, and so many of them are like about periods. I never have understood what the obsession is with the menstrual cycle, and how
or bad?
women have complete terrible.
Oh,
How
okay.
women have complete control over it. Like how a woman really expresses her love is by stopping her period, so that her like man can have her anytime he wants. And the sheer number, I mean, it's shocking how much of this kind of stuff I've read. Just we have complete control over that entirely, and it's a direct correlation to how we feel about a male romantic partner.
Because just squeeze real tight and it holds it in, right?
No, not even that. Your brain just should be able to do it.
Oh, brain magic vagina powers. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Brain magic vagina powers. I like that.
That was a sentence.
That's going to be
right
my
there. That was-
superhero power.
Brain magic
Can
vagina
that
powers.
please be my superhero power? No, we have a friend who's been on before, and she talks about she talks about sex. Let's just be honest. She talks a lot about sex, and she talks about what is considered she talks about the kink community specifically, and she talks about things that are considered normal, and
Moxie
kind of
Rose.
how. Yeah, she's amazing. I absolutely love her. But one of the things that she comments on quite a bit are just men and women who are clueless to the science of what's actually going on. I mean, there are people out there that seem to think that you can, it's normal to go like years without having a cycle. I'm like,
Depending
that's
on
not
someone's
normal.
health conditions, okay, like maybe if they've got something going on, but like for the normal, I almost said Jane Doe. Hang on, that's a dead person. For the normal John Smith, no wait, that's a guy. Hang
Jane
on,
Smith.
I'm not doing very good here. For the normal
average
Jane Smith,
Jane.
thank you,
Average-
average
There we go.
Jane.
That's good.
Not so much.
No, and it's just it's just a lot of that. And I've learned a lot from the kink community since I got onto TikTok, because I would kind of like recoil from certain things, and then people would be like, don't there, and then some things were straight up don't kink shame, like that's a thing, that's a real, I've learned a lot. There's been a lot of education for myself, so there have been things that I don't bring up anymore, because I'm like, no, that's really a thing, and I don't care, that's fine. Maybe it's not my thing, but that's what does that matter?
That's really cool.
So people have been educating me as I've gone along with this.
I love that, because a lot of people, when they get told something, oh no, that's the thing, they'll like have this weird retaliation and be like, and they'll double down on stuff. But I love that you're open to like being like, oh, cool, we're learning together, let's do this. That makes me want to like go look at your channel more.
I try. I'm
No, it
not
does.
always. I mean, I'm a human being. I'm not always 100% successful, but I'm trying. I try to take the things people say and then apply them appropriately as I move forward.
That's awesome. So I have a question for you.
Mhm.
I am a little bit of a smut reader myself.
We love smut. Smut's great.
What is
I can
your
watch it
pet
even better.
peeve when it comes to writing? Because I recently read a series. I don't even remember the name of this series. Everyone was like freaking out about these books, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna read these books, and it's about 4 best friends. Each book is about the different best friend and who they end up with or whatever. And I got to the 3rd book, and then the entire thing was just like anger sex. Like they were so mad and they hated each other so much. They anger sex. And I was just like, I'm not into this. But if I had to listen to this writer write one more time that someone's nipples pebbled, I was going to scream. And so I'm just wondering, is there any like writer's pet peeves where you're like, can you please find a different word? Can another way to describe something, please?
I read a book that I loved. I absolutely loved. Now I can't remember what it's called. It's over there somewhere. But the first 15 pages of it, I was like, oh, it was for a book club. And I was like, oh, good. This will be something I can actually apply to my TikTok series because this is horrendous. This is horrifying. And it was the word leaked for, when a gentleman comes to the point of pure excitement. And she the author kept saying leaked. And it was just really upsetting to me. But my biggest pet peeve across the board every day is when women are compared to food. I cannot handle when any part of a woman's body is compared to food, and it happens all the time.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think of like other than maybe a scent, like if someone like I could get a perfume.
No.
What are they called?
About that.
Ham hocks? Like what is going on with the
melons? Come on
Well,
now.
Melons, okay.
There's a lot of times when it's usually when it's in relation to like a fat character. I've read more than once about a woman's like sweat tasting like bacon grease. I've read yeah, right. Thank you. Exactly. That's exactly my.
Oh my god.
I don't want anything tasting like bacon grease.
Like
that just sounds nasty.
Like the consistency of the body being like pancake batter, and just don't compare to food. She can be a snack. She can be a snack, but she doesn't have to be a literal snack.
That reminds me of a long time ago. Someone posted something like, "Snacks shouldn't have wrinkles," and someone put up those cookies that are the oatmeal cookies with like the wrinkles and all there, and they're like, beat that. That's what that reminded me of. Sorry.
No, but that's one of my biggest ones that I can't. That and this obsession, which I think does kind of linger that line in between, what's acceptable and what's not. The things people write about what women will do the minute after they give birth. And I'm just like, I've never given birth, but some of this seems a little bit terrifying to me. I'm going to leave it there, let your imagination wander.
I'm
doing
curious
crap after
and scared, though, to ask.
Giving birth.
Yeah. I had the weird birth experience where, like, she wouldn't flip, so they're like, hey, let us just cut you open from here to here. And then I didn't want to stay in the hospital extra days because that crap costs money. So I was like, cool, I'm leaving next day. And they're like, no, you're not. You just had major surgery. And I'm like, look, I'm walking around. I'm fine. She's fine. We're out. Bye. And we just left. Like, they didn't even, they tried to, like, take our child and take her from us. And I was like, nope, you can't do that. Okay, thanks, bye. But yeah, that's about as close to doing anything after birth as I can get. And that's just because staying in the hospital is way too expensive.
Wait a minute.
There's
what is
so
implied? What is implied that can actually happen after birth?
Oh, she means sexually.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Okay, no, that went over my head until like right now. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Realistically, what in the hell is someone implying that it's going to take place after you pushed a out?
If you're about to say a daddy stitch, I'm going to scream.
It's not. I wasn't going to say that. But
okay.
I have seen that before. No, it's a lot of like literally pushing the doctor out of the way, like after the baby's born. There's a lot of that.
No, that's not happening.
I have some like birthing videos ending up on the wrong sides of the internet for things such as that. I've heard of that before. So I guess this kind of makes sense in the context of, I mean, Rule 34? Like there's stuff out there for everyone, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what?
No.
I'm gonna smile and nod and be like, okay, that's your thing. And you're writing about it and you're not hurting anyone from smiling and nodding. Go you, David. I'm going to say David. Go you, David.
I really enjoyed when my comments get full with all of these, people who've given birth, and they're like, absolutely, just absolute down the line of all the things that they would have been okay with. Like the only thing my husband could have given me after birth is like something to drink, and he needed to go sit in the other room. There's nothing else that was going to happen after that.
I just
But
want
no,
to
I've
know
read
that.
probably 15 books where there's like a push the doctor out of the way. And this is where things get funny for me. Not in this particular instance, what you said about how you guys enjoy smut. This is where I tell you the only smut I read is this bad stuff. Other than that, it's not really my genre. And people are very usually surprised by that because, like, why would you
I
punish
am.
yourself? Yeah.
Well,
Content,
Sit-
it's a thing. Like, in order to keep up with it, it's the supply and demand. So I can assume, just being on the outer edge of it, in order to keep up with the demand of the content, like, that's all you probably get to read. Is that,
Well,
am I
again,
accurate in that?
it would be if I hadn't done all this reading 15, 20 years ago and taken such
Ah.
meticulous notes. So most of it is from 15, 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just, now it literally was, I went and got a box from my mom's house that had all of my journals with all of my lines, notes. And then it became, you need to get all of these books out of my house. They're in my basement. I need them not to be here. So in my bedroom, I have like a piles of these books. And I started flipping through them and I was like, well, I wonder if anybody would like this. The stuff that I read all this time ago, that was literally just my way to entertain myself because I was a loner and I was by myself, and I liked the hunt of finding something just so absurd and so ridiculous. And it turns out a lot of people do enjoy it. And I think sometimes they want to go, it's funny, I kind of tiered everything in absurdity. I'm like, I started, pretty calm, just, boobs, boobing, boobily, that kind of stuff.
Those are my favorite.
Yeah, that's a real, it's something like that. The one of the more famous, terrible.
I think I actually took that quote, and somewhere in our photos that I submitted, I think that one is in there if our backstage person wants to find it.
Boobling, boobily.
Yep,
At what point
yep.
did you look at TikTok and say, this is a platform that I need?
I'm a pandemic product for TikTok. I had, March of 2020, I downloaded it and thought I would never make a single video. And then, you were there, the world imploded. And I teach artistic roller skating. It's one of my many jobs. And I was like 6 weeks away from I had like a full mental breakdown at the beginning of the pandemic because we were like 6 weeks away from performing. And my therapist said, you need to find something to distract your brain.
Yeah.
So I was like, how about the kids app? Let's get on there. And it started more with me telling ridiculous stories about my dad. That was kind of my first foray into it. And then I started to see more things about books and book talk kind of develop over time. And then 2 years ago over the summer, I was like, well, let's just throw some tame ones. I know the first thing I did was enacting how, like he bared his teeth and I would go, something like that. I did like those kind of things, those weird descriptors that you know what they mean, but if you sometimes when you break it down, then I was like, well, I wonder how they'd react to some of these lines. And that's just kind of how it happened. And then it just got bigger and bigger from there.
Well, there are some books that I read that I just cannot get that mental image of what they're describing. So it's like if somebody says like I bared my teeth, I'm going to go. I'm going to I talk myself sometimes through different scenarios in books just because I need to. I'm like, I guess the same thing you're saying. How does that happen?
And see, I think bared teeth, and the first thing I think is like Anne Rice Lestat, and just the whole like lip, the topper lip up, just lip showing the canines. Yeah. That's the one that pops into my head. But I can imagine how, like, if you've never seen a vampire movie, not knowing what that is, or like having nothing to compare it to, like, I don't know. I guess when you think of the whole like bared the teeth, the motion that you're doing is kind of like when a dog bares its teeth and it's starting to growl at you. But
in totally unrelated news, I have that Edgar Allan Poe bust that's behind you.
You have the Poe?
Awesome.
Yeah, we have the Raven too over here. I don't know if you can
I'm from Baltimore, so I have Poe tattooed on my leg. Like Poe's a very big deal.
Nice.
In my universe.
I posted something about those, and I keep getting yelled at on TikTok about them because apparently Poe has a past that I did not know anything about, and I'm gonna have to research that further. But yeah,
I actually had
Yeah.
a Poe quote on my wall in my office for years, and the person who created it misspelled Alan.
Misspelled what?
Alan.
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 Mhm.
What? How? Wait. A-L-A-N? A-L-L-A-N? How? Wait.
I think it's Allen, isn't it?
Alan.
No,
God,
it's
see, I'm-
Allan.
An. Okay, I think it was
Okay.
Allen on the quote.
I think so. Now you have me doubting myself.
I'm like, I know. I'm like, how the hell do you spell Alan? Come on now.
Like when you're typing and someone's watching you and suddenly you don't know how to finger anymore and you're just like, cat, cuh, ah.
Is it?
Somebody
I'm
Google
very-
and put it in
oh,
the
shit,
I'm a
now
comments.
we're
very
gonna have
bad
to look.
Baltimorean right now.
Damn it.
I'm a very bad Baltimorean right now. I'm gonna lose my cred.
That's okay.
Your cred, no.
Edgar. How many?
Edgar. Okay, y'all do that.
Allan. Okay.
Okay,
I
I
got
was
it.
right. Okay.
An. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right,
So
what time are
most
we
people
at?
are. I don't know. We've been here
8:26.
30
Okay.
minutes. I don't know.
Almost, yeah. I
Um.
did submit some photos that I wanted to go through, but go ahead and with your question first.
Oh no. It wasn't a question. You were talking about
No.
the backgrounds, and I'm like, there's a
Oh.
lot of people that are probably looking at my backgrounds, going, "What the hell?" My space is like very Day of the Dead. So a lot of people probably look at this and they're like, "Oh, there's a big giant cross on the back of it." I'm like, "Well, vampires are not attacking me. I can probably pull something from the side and stake them. There's all kinds of weird shit to the side of me. I'm sorry. It's been a long weekend. I'm not PG-13 tonight. What is wrong with me?"
Yes? No. Am I the only one who does not want a welcome sign because you're like, I'm going to invite the vampires in? I will buy nothing that goes in front of my house to the entryway that says welcome on it. I won't do it.
The sign on my front door says you should leave. So that's,
I love that. That is
Get
so
the hell
good.
out.
You should leave. I think ours says haunted. Yeah. Pretty sure ours says
I
haunted.
have a no soliciting sign, and then it says no, you should leave underneath of it.
I
I
want to
think
know
mine says something about a
sign.
witch living here.
A witch living here? Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, we're so off topic. Can we pull up the photos? Because, okay, so what I did is I found whenever you think about bad writing when it comes to women, there's always like these same few posts that circulate around. And so what I did is I went and I took little screenshots of a couple of these and I submitted them because I wanted to just I wanted to go over them with y'all because I just feel like this would be fun. So
boy.
Here we go. Time to bring back an old fave, male writers writing female characters. And I believe this is the one that you were talking about earlier. Cassandra woke up to the rays of
There
the
it
sun
is, yeah.
streaming through the slats of her blinds, cascading over her naked chest. She stretched, her breasts lifting with her arms as she greeted the sun. She rolled out of bed and put on a shirt, her nipples prominently showing through the thin fabric. Sorry, I'm laughing. She breasted boobily to the stairs and titted downwards. It's hard to just get through that because at a certain point I'm like, this is ridiculous. Stop reading it.
Okay,
Do
so
you have
here,
any idea the number of times I have to like redo takes because I can't get through them? People are always like, how do you? They're like, how do you keep a straight face? I'm like, you didn't see the 25 takes I did before this.
and you know the funny thing about those type of quotes is you sit there and you read them and you start, and it's like you're naked with your chest. Now, how many times have you been like out of the shower naked with your chest and you just start grabbing them and like flopping them all? Yes, very much. I mean, you do. It's like we don't do anything sexy with our breasts at all. The tittage is not. It's not sexy. We like point them at people. I think you pointed yours at me before, at like a con, Lauren, and I'm like, please don't shoot your nipples at me.
Well,
But
and like breasts as sentient creatures is a kind of reoccurring thing. Like, you know, she rolled her eyes and her breasts rolled in sync with them.
I think that's on here too.
I just rolled downstairs.
Just to me, they're like honky toys. Because my husband will make this joke about that specific thing that we just read. She breasted in Italy, whatever, and I'll walk around the house like she thinged the thing and then drank the juice and then like, and I'll do that. And my husband is just like laughing the whole time. Either that or I will grab
That
them,
was enjoyable.
squeeze.
Do that again.
I will grab that squeeze and make that sound just for fun. And that's about like, unless bedroom stuff is happening, if we're paying attention to the breast, it's either because they're a pillow for a child or we're making boob jokes. That's the extent.
One
Or
of
one
my
fell
favorite
out.
ones. Yeah. One of my favorite ones was like they were like a bloodhound. They like pulled the woman across the room to the man. And I'm like, that's not how it works. It's not a thing.
I
That
kind of
is
want
not
to
a
like
nose.
tie a
It's like
string
just
around
across
one of
the-
them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, can we pull
What?
up the next one? DL, you want to take one?
Nope. I don't have my glasses on. I can't read.
Cool. Caitlin, do you want to, or do you want me to keep reading?
I can read it, absolutely.
Go for it.
He was so shocked at what he saw that he paused. He stared, shocked into her face. That's not that good writing anyway. He had made no mistake. She was smiling. Also, she too had hesitated. He thought instantly, whore? But no, it was not that kind of smile. Though as well it was not without affection that amazingly she spoke. This person belongs in some kind of institution. That was not okay.
How do you
I've never
smile
seen
a
that one
whore?
before.
How do you smile whore? I'm just curious.
I love that. Bring that one back up for a second, because at the top, the person
is
who had
wild.
posted it said, "Context: He saw a woman." And that for me is what made it like, oh, a woman, and she smiled. Whore.
It almost reads like a nature documentary, like the wild gazelle out, and like that's almost how it reads.
I kind of want you to
fair.
reread it that way now. Can we
With
do
my
it? All right.
horrendous Australia, I can't.
There you go.
He was so shocked at what he saw that he paused. He stared, shocked into her face. He had made no mistake. She was smiling. Also, she had too hesitated. He thought instantly, whore! But no, it was not that kind of smile, though it was not without affection. Then amazingly, she spoke.
And then in the background,
And
Amazingly.
Jesus. I'm sorry to anyone with an actual Australian accent. That was
amazing. I'm so happy.
my- I didn't snort. I really didn't. I totally snorted.
It's fine. It's fine. No one's watching. It's cool. No, I'm kidding.
but there's so much of that kind of stuff too, of like this weird intuitive, but it's not intuitive, leaps from just like a simple observation. That I read a lot of things like that nature documentary style in my head. Steve Irwin,
God.
just in his sad.
That was
I just
wonderful.
love that you immediately went to Steve Irwin, because that is, I mean, that is perfection in itself. It's like we're gonna read smut in the voice of Steve. From here on out, this is how my brain is going to function. It's like
You're welcome.
anything that I read is going to be in the voice of Steve Irwin.
Random fun fact: if you have not looked it up before, Gilbert Gottfried does do a fun video where
50
he's
Shades of
reading.
Grey.
50 Shades of Grey.
I
It's
used
a
to
little.
I used to do live reads in a drinking game with 50 Shades of Grey, and people would bring that up all the time. That's the only reason why I know that.
If you've not seen the video, it's actually really funny because Gilbert Gottfried, as you know, the voice, and he's just I don't know what the words would be, and his sweat went down the neck of the thing, and everyone's sitting there, and it's these women listening to it, and like the looks on their face as they're listening to it, and then the one all the way at the end, and she's just like, oh, it's hot. It makes the
Yago
video very
reading
good.
smut does
Yeah.
not really trip my trigger. Just so you
But I
know.
also feel like that's a thing though, because like if it's really good, anybody could read it and it would be okay. I think to a degree that just shows how bad the writing is in those books. And I have no problem calling those out and saying whatever, because E.L. James has already won. She's a multimillionaire from those books, so I feel like we're allowed, sometimes I feel a little
fair.
bad making fun of people directly when they're, small indie person just trying to make it, in the big city. But I have no problem with doing that with her.
Okay,
I'm,
speaking of,
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, we're just gonna like trip over each other constantly,
Yes.
because now you got us going and there's questions. So, you have obviously mentioned a famous author. Have you ever? Okay, so Anne Rice got her start writing smut, which a lot of her vampire stories are extremely erotic anyway. So, but if you think about like Exit to Eden and the Sleeping Beauty series,
Sleeping Beauty, yep.
oh, okay, yeah, I'm just curious your thoughts on those.
I read the first Sleeping Beauty book, only the first Sleeping Beauty book, when I was like 14, and I will never be the same. I think it set my life on a different no, it traumatized me. I was like, oh, a Sleeping Beauty book, and I didn't really know who Anne Rice was at the time, and I can't go back there. This no.
Yeah.
Oh no. I think you need to go back at least. There's only 3. You need to go back just so you can get through the 3rd book, because it's not comparing her body parts to food, but there is some inclusion of food.
Is it food play? Like, are they just eating?
That's how you get ants.
I'm hoping that she didn't have ants like up in her crop. Oh, what? Oh,
that's what I feel like when I go to the damn beach. Why does everyone like the beach so much? I leave the beach and I feel like there's sand in places that should not, and it's crawling, and I don't like it. Just saying.
That's my other thing with food and books. It goes into places that it shouldn't go, and I'm like,
oh yeah, that's what this
just
one is.
UTI Central. It's UTI Central. I'm like, oh, wait, I don't know.
Oh, sorry. Someone said,
back.
hey, I don't know who it was. It just said Facebook user. So we're like, hi.
It's probably Carlin.
I have no idea. Yeah, I could see that with, because it's not supposed to go up in places. It's supposed to.
You ever had a UTI? It's not fun.
Oh,
okay. Someone's trying to push us along.
So yeah, there's lots of sugar, and that just doesn't. Oh
yeah.
Shit. Okay, evidently we're reading another one.
Okay, I'll take this one.
Okay,
I'm gonna jump to the area of which it is highlighted. She unhinged her breast binders and revealed 2 firm upthrust white globes tipped with dots of flame. They were high and close together, as though no gravity worked on them, and the valley between them was 6 inches deep and 1/16 of an inch in breadth.
It's Dickensian. Are they being paid by the word? Like, why?
I feel like they took measurements of their junk and tried to make sure that it would fit perfectly between them. I don't know. What was those measurements again? Is that junk
6
size?
inches.
What?
6 inches. 6.
I
think 6 inches is a standard go-to. Most. I think that's a standard. 2 drinks, 6 inches. And I'm sitting there with a thumb drive, like in between. I'm like, you can't see this, so I'm gonna move it. It's like I've got a thumb drive, and I'm like, is there 6 inches on? I'm like.
One time I accidentally left a thumb drive like up underneath my boob, and then I had to go in for like a boob test at my OBGYN, and I forgot it was there, and I took off my bra and got all naked underneath the sheet. And then like when he went back to reveal and like do the testing, he was just like,
thumb drive.
You left this there. And I was like, oh, cool, thanks. That was fun.
It's
just a holder and pocket.
Boobs are not pockets. I'm sorry. No. Boobs are not pockets. That is like no.
We argue on this.
Boob. No. You have you ever
you are so upset your entire mic did not.
I couldn't hear whatever you just
go through.
Okay,
what you just said.
Okay, so wait a minute. Okay, we're in the South. It's hot as balls here. I mean, it is extremely hot. And I'm sorry, if you have ever gotten sweaty boob money out of somebody's cleavage, boobs are not pockets. We don't store things there. You shouldn't store things there.
I occasionally use my strap up here. If I'm going somewhere, I'll use my strap up here.
Now I want to know what was on that thumb drive.
It was my resume because I was going in for a job interview directly after, and I still need
let me give
print
you my resume.
Yeah.
I
got the job
down here too.
I'm sure you
hired.
Did. Hang on, my resume's up under here, ladies and gentlemen. These thumbs right here.
What position were you applying for that you had a thumb drive in your boobs?
You work with me.
Oh, that was it.
It was just for safekeeping.
It was just for safekeeping.
Hello.
Anyway,
I'm here for my interview. Do you have a computer I can plug into my hard drive?
That was a fun evening.
Somebody's going to write about that now.
Oh, all right. Go ahead, take it, Caitlin.
No, Craig, I want a big, dumb, fake answer. Noelle rolls her eyes. I think her breasts roll in sync with them. Girls' breasts are so amazing.
They are amazing, but I have never had my breasts roll in sync with anything. Oh yeah, okay. That was. I could. Yeah, they will roll and seek if you pick them up and like roll them around. But I mean,
That's
come
what I
on.
did in my video when I read that line because I have read that one before.
Ooh, pockets are no.
Oh,
No,
God.
no, they are no. They are no.
I'm saying pockets are a yay situationally.
No.
Like when I was younger, I could put a beer between these here, do a back bend, and chug it. So I'm saying that's different from holding like money you're gonna pay someone. Situationally, pockets are okay.
I got nothing for that. I have no response for that.
I don't know. Where are you, Caitlin, on the pocket debate? Which side are you on?
I do not like sweaty boot money, so I gotta.
Thank you. Maybe
No,
as-
I will occasionally up here put like a little wallet or something, but you know where I won't put it? In the vagine, which is where I also read in a book that a woman kept her phone and her wallet in her, special
In her
lady pocket
vajayjay?
downstairs.
I've seen that one. It was like a corpse, right? They found a body, but she had kept her ID and stuff up in, or are we on different books?
Are we smuggling drugs in her hoo-ha?
It's a secret pocket.
It is not a secret pocket. Everybody knows that pocket is there.
Oh no, in my book, she removed it in order to
Oh.
hey.
No, and in the book I read,
Okay,
like
hang
she
on.
was a corpse. They had found her body, and in order to identify her, they had cavity searched and found her like secret pocket because she was out clubbing, and so she had shoved
Okay.
her ID and stuff in
My lips
places.
stick out.
So we're on. This must
I
be
got
a
nothing.
popular thing then.
I got nothing. I'm sorry.
Secret
Nothing's
pocket,
coming
y'all.
out of there that I'm going to hand to somebody and say,
Yeah.
"Here, please take my ID. Please take my credit card. Please take." No.
One of
I-
my old college professors found my TikTok and he sent me a message on Facebook that just said, "Oh, Caitlin. Oh, Caitlin." And I'm like, I know.
It's okay though.
That's
Okay, it's fun.
that's fun, I guess. I feel like, oh, Caitlin, I would be like, yes, I know. Like,
Keep Gumshoe
That in my
go back.
youth.
Go back. Keep Gumshoe
Mm.
says, "Ma'am, this passport is expired. I don't care where it came from."
And Aubrey says, hoo-ha, prison wallet is where that goes. LOL.
Yes, it is a prison wallet. It is a hoo-ha. It is a vajayjay.
Oh, okay.
Evidently, if we get too far into this, we're gonna have a.
We're just
some-
the backstage person is just gonna be like, read things. Okay. But she was for the bathroom door, didn't close hang on.
Hmm?
The bathroom door didn't altogether close due to the old frame of the house settling over the centuries, and she had to sit on the toilet some minutes waiting for the pee to come. Men, they were able to conjure it up immediately. That was one of their powers. That thunderous splashing as they stood lordly above the bowl. Everything about them was more direct. Their insides weren't the maze women's were for the pee to find its way through.
I've read this one before.
Mm.
I get
Okay,
the
first of all,
the things that they focus on. Like, was anyone asking this question? Like, was anyone?
I have a question actually, because like every single time, I get it. Like when you go to a party, there's a giant line to the women's restroom. Okay, fine.
Mhm.
But you know what? We're in and we're out. I've
Yep.
never seen a
Nope,
woman.
it's usually a rush.
Yeah, it's a rush. Like it's rush time. It's in the middle of the show, and everyone has to pee at once. Guys go in. They have like a yard wall of urinals plus areas to like sit in and have privacy. So they have like what 2-3 times more of the space to do the pee thing than we do.
A
But
friend
we
of
get
mine
this-
also put like the thought into this. She was like, well, women are either like putting stuff down on the toilet so they can sit, or they're hovering, which takes like an extra second to get
Yeah,
everything
that's a
together.
squat.
Sometimes there are layers to come off, if you're a woman and you go out in Spanx or whatever and you've got to
Okay.
get stuff off.
Jumpsuit.
So as far as like a jumpsuit, I have never felt more powerful than when I'm in a jumpsuit, and never felt more stupid than when I'm in a public restroom completely naked because I had to
I
get
said jumpsuit. Yeah.
completely out of my
the
clothes.
whole thing off.
I look badass, but now I am totally exposed. Please don't
No,
walk in.
I'm just
And-
naked.
No, yeah, now you're just naked. I'm sorry. And then also, we're always in a rush. When do you ever get up and go have to take a couple of minutes? Because I'm sorry, by the time I get a break to go to the bathroom, it's been like 8 hours. And I'm like, I really need to pee. And then, the other thing is you're sitting there holding the damn door closed with your foot, hoping that somebody
never
doesn't come
shut.
in. Yeah, I know. And if you're in your own house, the door's not closed. Why the hell would that be? Because there's going to be a dog or a cat going, hey, are you okay?
For a 5-year-old. Hey,
Hey,
what are you doing? I'm peeing. Can I come
I
in?
live alone, so if anybody is knocking at my door, I have another problem. So
Oh, and then my experience is if I'm at an event somewhere and I'm having to go to the bathroom, somebody has always gone in and taken a wicked shit right before me, and I don't want to be there. It's like, I'm sorry, the bathroom is the most non-erotic place ever, and I know. No,
not to
it is-
everybody. Not to everybody.
Tell
This
us
I can
the
tell
truth.
you. I've read these books. This I can tell you. And sometimes the smell is part of it. And I'm just gonna leave
Okay.
that there.
Okay. Okay.
But back to that quote. That somebody really like sat there and that's like a 5-sentence paragraph. That was not a like one-liner. That was a full. There it is. The maze of a woman's insides. Oh God.
Was that 5 cents?
Amazing.
I
I
just
just
see
see
it
it-
was like
I
two
see it like the
big
game
run-on
Mousetrap.
sentences.
Like it's the game Mousetrap is our like internal plumbing to get out.
I just think like they think that the intestines being wound up is where pee comes from, but it's only for women. It's a zany action, a crazy contraption. Okay, sorry. All right, go for it, Caitlin.
When she'd stopped crying, Madeline composed herself before the mirror. Her skin looked blotchy. Her breasts, of which she was formerly proud, had withdrawn into themselves as if depressed. Are they a turtle and the head is popping back in because they're afraid?
No, you're just so unturned on that your nipple in goes inwards.
You got an
Do you
eating, not an
realize
outie.
How,
It's like it's
how
not as-
far things would have to push back in?
Yeah, I got.
I'm trying to think of them withdrawing
What
upon
the hell?
themselves, and all I can think of is like a really tight sports bra. That's about all I got for
Or
with no.
like a
You know what?
bike
Any not an outie.
corset.
Like they're so not hard. They're like sucked inside themselves.
That's a over the bust corset right there. That's.
And why
I mean,
was her skin blotchy? What did that have to do with anything? Her skin was blotchy, and then it went on to how she's usually proud of her breasts, but now
they're blotchy and
and
embarrassed and depressed and
They're
drawing
shy.
inward. What?
They're shy, guys. They're
They're
shy.
No.
again, it's like a turtle retreating back into when it's.
Is it like when a dog gets in like the freezing cold lake and suddenly everything's like down below like that, but with boobs? Is that what the guy thinks when they're writing this?
I've also read gay erotica written by straight men, where there's a lot. It's the worst. They're the worst. They're like they're not even. They're not even fun. They're just it's work to read those books. And the one I read was like, you have to go in calmly or the penis will sense your fear and retreat back into the body. And I was like, it was like nature documentary. It was like a nature documentary. Again, I read it in my Steve Irwin voice.
You have to go in calmly.
Penguins.
Approach with ultimate caution.
Oh, I'm so happy. This episode makes me exceedingly happy, just so y'all know.
I got
is it my
nothing.
turn? Whose turn is it? Is it mine?
Eh.
All right. Blah 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 blah. Pointy chin and hollow cheeks, crowned by prominent cheekbones and full breasts that visibly strained at the breastbone like two puppies pulling on their leashes in slightly diverging directions. She had long legs and disproportionately small feet. The big toe aristocratically shorter than the others. She wasn't fussy at all or coy or full of feminine wiles.
Did Quentin Tarantino write this with all the stuff about feet?
The feet, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that he wrote himself into like sucking liquor off of the foot in oh god, Snake and
Near
vampires.
Dust to Dawn.
Thank
Buffalo
you.
Lawn.
I'm just gonna be quite honest with you. If it was Selma Hayek and she was dripping liquor down her leg, I would be there too. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna deny that. Yeah, same.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you can't talk bad about that shit because we would do that.
Okay, well, like it's different than like, hey, would you take this role and then being like, I'm gonna write this part and then cast myself as it. Like that's a little different. That's a little like, did no
So-
one else want to suck her toes, or did you write that for yourself, there, buddy? I'm pretty sure like
Yes.
No,
50 of
he
your
wrote that for
other
himself.
dudes would have been like, yeah, I'll suck her toes. That's cool. But
So
you
I have
put
a question.
yourself
Have you
there.
ever like actually drip liquor down your leg to see if that works?
Not down the leg, no.
Okay, just curious.
Like in the youth, body shots were a thing, but I was always like, I don't know. I was always the person who like the shot. Well, once again, titties or pockets. We will have this argument for
Nope,
eternity.
Nope.
Because you can put a shot glass right here and tip it over into someone's mouth. Just saying.
And you'll be suffocated in the process.
a
and
great way
that's
to die.
part of the fun.
What a great way to die. I am signing up for death by titties. That is how I want to go out.
Death by snoo snoo.
By what?
Snoo snoo. It's a joke. Never mind. Sorry. It's a Futurama joke.
I never watched Futurama. Is that strange?
Oh, so good. Great funny comedy show that'll make you like cry a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen the dog episode.
Isn't
That's the one that messed me up.
aren't the boobs more like a koozie than a pocket for like holding a glass?
Yeah,
No.
I guess it's more like a coup. Okay, the only thing I can say that I actually use it for a pocket for is if I'm going out and I have no way of carrying a makeup bag with me, my lipstick will be under one of my titties just in case of touch up. So if you've ever used a lipstick from me, congratulations, titty stick.
I did that one time, and the thing was so melted by the time I pulled it out, it like wasn't even lipstick anymore.
Oh.
It like had like adhered to the side of the. So I don't do that anymore.
Oh, okay. I've
I'm
not
trying
had that.
to
Well, I
make
use the liquid kind. I don't use like the traditional
Yeah, no, this was
lipstick.
an actual lipstick.
Oh,
Okay. I was trying to use my titties as a wine glass holder.
are we
It was
doing
not
this now?
working.
Hang on.
I have a T-shirt on, so y'all are on
Yeah,
your end.
yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Just
Nope.
everyone else
It
playing
kind of
with
has
their
to fit in the bra. Do not ask me to take a drink because it's gonna be like.
There you
Ta-da.
Ta- Okay.
Yeah, you got more titties than I
Sufficiently
do,
played
so
with
there's
our
that.
boobies.
What? Okay.
I said we sufficiently played with our boobies live now. Congratulations.
Have we?
Just keep going.
Please stop doing the dirk.
I can't help
I'm
it.
sorry. You were following me into an event doing that the other weekend.
Well, we were dressed as Ronald McDonald and Wendy from Wendy's. There was
I
no
know, but
other
now-
way to be but clownish.
You were playing a role.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Bring it back up, Caitlin, would you please?
Her legs, he thought, were almost, God, Jesus Christ. Her legs, he thought, were almost certainly the legs of a virgin, dry and without hair. The left knee cocked and carrying her entire weight, which was just over 117 pounds.
What
This
was she-
person's not allowed near elementary school.
I was
this
about
is
to say,
not-
what was she? 12? That's
Uh,
ridiculous.
That's where it gets really disturbing. This focus on virginity that I read so
Yeah.
much just comes back so much, and the way that it's all worded like this, it comes back so much to it being like youthful. Let's just call it youthful for
Mhm.
the sake of all of our insanities. And I'm like, you're on a watch list somewhere. You have to be. You
Yeah.
wrote this down. People have seen it. Somebody, I've seen it. You have to be on some type of what? It's just.
Oh my god. Yeah. This
Mm.
isn't.
Yeah, no, when it comes to stuff like that, there are very, very few times someone will write about obviously someone underage and like things in that area. And typically it's because they want to talk about, typically it's like vampires and they're wanting to talk about their age in relation to their body and their struggles with it.
Okay.
And
Okay.
in those times, I'm like, okay, I see what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish. Like Claudia is a great example. Anne Rice Claudia.
Mhm.
It is disturbing but it's supposed to be disturbing.
Yes.
Like these things are not supposed
No.
This is like a guy writing like what he wants, the perfect feminine whatever, the virgin
Virgin and
shaved
pure.
legs.
If those words come up in the description of a female character, I'm like, nope.
Well, and those are it's very contradictory because you have that description of virginity and purity that seems to be an attractor. However, but they also want you to be experienced in basically a whore. It's like, I'll do that. That's fine. It's like
Contradictions? Yeah. There's no contradictions in any of these kind of books.
oh, those are
I
awful.
know. She should
Not
know
a
how to do
single
all
one.
of the things, but have never done
But
it.
I've never done it. Yeah.
I know in principle what I'm supposed to do. No, you don't. You really don't. You don't have any damn
And
clue.
like, there's so many references. This one I think I had it just to a second ago, like the hairless legs. And I'm like, nope, we're talking about a freaking child. We're talking about a
Yeah.
child. I almost slipped up
117
there.
pounds.
Okay, so just in general, thinking about the production of body hair, hairless legs would imply that you're under under the age of puberty.
My
Yes.
child is 5 and she has hair on her legs.
Well, there's that too.
5.
And obviously, whoever was writing that didn't realize that you know, if you're just going out and you're not planning on getting lucky, it's like the shaving stops right above the knee.
Right, I was about to say,
I'm
if you're
like-
going out and your knees are showing, you're like, maybe.
I know,
I did a clothes haul today. I ain't even gonna lie. I did a clothes haul today where I had to wear dresses on live on the internet, and I was just like, yeah, no, I didn't shave my legs either. What are you gonna do about it?
Oh, no.
Ooh.
I actually ended. So we got about 4 more minutes, but
Oh shit.
I know this is going by really, really fast, but
Oh.
I actually did a workshop core class with a group of burlesque dancers, and one of the girls that went with me did not realize, because they basically said, you know, you're going to bring a pencil skirt, and we're going to show you how to get out of it. I mean, everything that I read about the class implied that you would be getting naked to the degree that you were most comfortable with, which for most, and it was predominantly women, and I think it was all women in this workshop, but it was bra and panties type thing. A couple of the girls had pasties and stuff like that, but the person that I was there with, she gets in the car and I start explaining to her, and I'm like, you know, you're gonna have to like strip down to your underwear. And she's like, oh my god, I got fucking goat panties right now. So, oh god, I dropped the F
The
bomb.
women will not care. Oh, yay, you did the F-bomb.
That was me.
Congratulations. We're now
Oh.
PG-13, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh
Not like
my
we've been
God.
talking about vaginas all night, but hey.
I said freaking. I caught myself. I said freaking.
Ah!
Well, no, that was a direct quote, so that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
So,
But,
yeah.
one more clip. Okay, we got one more clip to read.
Oh, we have one more. Caitlin, you want to take it? It's the last one.
But Amber, kind, green-eyed Amber, with her long red curls, her cinnamon-flavored skin, her Barbie doll vagina, so it doesn't
What?
exist. Amber, that lovely girl, she got there first. There's so much to unpack here. There's so much to unpack here. Can we go back to the quote? Can you bring it back up?
Yeah.
So cinnamon-flavored skin was where I first kind of just whatever, but let's just talk about the Barbie doll vagina. Has this person never seen a Barbie doll?
No,
Has-
because they have like plastic panties on because they don't even make. I mean, that's about the most non-sexual doll ever now.
do the new Barbies have underwear?
No.
Do they not?
Yes, they do. They don't
I
have
thought they had
vaginas.
underwear,
Sorry, I thought you
yeah.
were going to ask if they had vaginas. We have
Yeah,
new
I don't
Barbie
think they have
dolls in
butt
our
cracks
house.
anymore. It's like straight up panties now.
Yeah. It's just
So
solid.
ooh,
Like, what was that Kevin Smith movie? Dogma, where you
I
pulled
love
down the
Dogma.
pants and it
With
was
the
just
angels.
like, yeah, empty.
an image of Matt Damon I didn't need to have. You mean that?
You're welcome.
Yeah, that'd be the one.
Yep. Or no, it was
Yeah.
Alan Rickman. That's the one that you saw.
Yeah.
there.
Oh, Alan Rickman.
Oh,
Poor. Okay. Rest in peace, Alan. We love you. Okay, sorry, I had to have our moment there. But yeah, the Barbie doll vagina, the cinnamon flavored skin. I will even give the cinnamon flavored skin a pass because like perfumes, lotions,
Mm.
it ain't gonna
But do
taste
they
good, but maybe
taste?
smell that way.
But
That
cinnamon
flavored.
flavored.
Well, what if she rubbed
Cinnamon.
cinnamon flavored lube all over her before the experience?
Getting more horrifying as we try to break it down.
Yeah,
Like this is
just
some
keeps
like
getting
she rubs the
worse.
lotion on her skin or else she gets the hose again. Like
Oh no. Yeah, so
Thank you.
I don't know how to explain the cinnamon flavored skin. Maybe she's just her personality is so spicy it comes through the pores.
to the pores.
Yeah. No.
But the
And
Barbie doll
I
vagina.
don't like the writing. I also don't like the writing of Amber, green-eyed Amber. That was not necessary. Don't like it. Take it away.
Amber.
So basically, we know she's a ginger. That's what we've got from this.
Yeah.
She's a
and
ginger
she's
that
got
tastes
green
like,
eyes.
and she tastes like cinnamon, and she has a Barbie doll.
Okay,
vagina.
someone
And she,
please Google if there is a red-haired Barbie doll with green eyes named Amber out there. I need to know if they based this off of a Barbie.
Oh
oh.
no, I feel like
I
they based
can
it off
see
a
it.
sex doll.
Oh, no, they would have like not a Barbie vagina. They would have like the plasticky yeah. That kind.
basically-
Happy fun
yeah.
space.
Yeah,
Happy fun
that's a Barbie doll vagina. Hey, we are at the top of the hour.
Aw. Okay.
I know.
Before we go, Atomic Apple Pie. I know you've told us your TikTok and where you're from and all that. Give us your socials in case people want to follow you. Sell your
Me.
stuff. Do you have a book? I know you have a book. I'm going to say it.
I
Like,
do. I do.
pimp your things.
Instagram and TikTok, I'm Atomic Apple Pie. I also have an Etsy shop that's under Atomic Apple Pie. I make bracelets. And then
Oh.
I've written 2 books. They're YA books, placing fairy tales in modern contexts. My first one is Pumpkin Pie, which is a Cinderella story. My second one is Pecan Pie, which is Beauty and the Beast. And my third one, Blackberry Pie, is coming out in February-ish, which is Blackberry Pie. So moving along. And they're the Happily Ever After series. So that's me.
Highly ever after. Okay, I need to read those. Someone
Okay, so-
suggested it. Sorry, go ahead.
No. Why? What age bracket would you say those are in? Or is there
Said
awkward
YA.
sex moments?
No.
Okay.
I tackle some real issues. There are some, like, YA is kind of, I feel like, really had a shift in the last 10, 15 years where it's gone from just being like bubblegum and happiness, you know, like middle grade fiction, to more of
Yeah.
a more serious tone. My first book is much more straightforward of like a traditional YA book, as far as like Princess Diaries was a big inspiration for me, just a very happy, but
Oh.
still tackles like divorce and tackles, there's
Yeah.
things in there. There in the second book, I tackle some consent issues. I tackle some other more serious things, and my third one does tackle some more serious things. But I do it in a way that was structured to appeal to, or not appeal is not the right word, to speak to like a teenage age group.
All right, have you
Okay.
said which storyline the third one's off of, or is it like mystery as of now?
It's Sleeping Beauty.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I'm gonna have to read yours. Someone suggested to me another TikTok author, and I was like, yes, I will read your small author book. And I've kind of regretted it. I'm trying to get through it. I'm gonna get through it. And then I'm gonna move on to other stuff and never speak of it again because I bought the book, dang it, and I'm gonna read it. But yeah, I've got to try yours. That sounds amazing. And I
Thank you.
have a daughter who's like 17, and I have another one who's like 12. And that sounds like something along maybe sisterly bonding.
I love it.
I have a daughter, but she would probably she likes stuff like Saw.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do too, but that's not what I wrote.
I'm like, okay. I would read that. Actually, she would
Right?
probably read it. Yeah, she would probably read it and like it. She
I feel like
likes,
she would too.
yeah, fairy tale romances type stuff. But yeah, if it's a little twisted in there, she likes it even more. So.
We're 4 minutes past. Yeah, we
I
gotta go.
know.
We gotta
We gotta
go.
go. We
I
gotta
wanna
go.
go. This
I
was
know.
too fun.
Oh, this has been fun. I mean,
It's
yeah,
been a
we've
great
been.
time.
It's
Okay.
been a blast. Okay.
Question. We typically
Yeah.
cover horror and all of that stuff on this channel. We've done the horror of bad writing. If you would ever like to come again, you are a wonderful guest.
yeah,
So
I would
like
love
hit
to.
us back up because this was really fun.
I also love horror, so that would be great.
Hey!
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna talk about. We need to have you back, and we need to talk
After
about
show
horror.
talk. After show talk. We have to get off the show now. Bye,
Okay.
guys.
All right. And with that said, pleasant screams because we're gonna have an after hours